Hi guys, thank you for being interested in this tutorial. Today we are going to create this beautiful image carousel or image scroll, or name it as you want. So we have this gentle hover effect on this arrow, and we will see that by scrolling we will see that the indicator goes from one circle to another. So the first one doesn't show because we are on the first image, so there's no point to show it. As I click, I see this going forward, and we see the other arrow as well, that we can go back to the start. And as you see, that indicator indicates you where you are on the scrolling. So that is pretty nice and cool. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and create it. Okay then, so let's create it from scratch. I'll do it pretty quick. So let's do a 1920 by 940, I guess, something like that. Yeah, it's okay. You can do, by the way, any screen proportion size that you want. It doesn't really matter. Let's give it a kind of a dark one, and I'm gonna create a quick demo header, 1920 by, let's 70, something like that. Let's give it a feel, something like that is good enough. And we have a website header. Let's call it very surprising website header. Nice. Okay, so we got that done. We can just click and play and see how it looks. Okay, good. I'm gonna, by the way, I'm gonna hit off the Figma UI because it's gonna bother us. Good. So we got that going. Nice. Now let's go ahead and create something like that. We'll create the arrows. Let's give it a 40. I'm creating it in a frame. This is our header, by the way, and our frame. We'll give it a white stroke. Let's do it like that. Make it round. So this is going to be the left arrow. And let's create something like that in it. Good. So we'll go something like that. And by the way, I did bring, if you noticed, this color just to take the color sample of it, which is, that's pretty cool. Doesn't matter. Here we go. That's it. Bye. We don't need you anymore. End of story. So we got the arrow, which is cool. And now I will create actually a circle. Let's take a circle, something like that, 16 by 16. That worked out good for me, so that is good. And I'll make it white. I'll give it a stroke. Okay, I'm gonna give it a stroke, a white stroke. We will use that in a minute. And I'm gonna select them both and right click or shift A, add auto layout. Okay, now we can easily actually, what we can do is we can double click and select this one and do Control or Command D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 6 of them, and that was easy. We can select this one, duplicate it. You can just drag it and put it here, and we'll select this arrow inside it, and we can either Shift H or flip horizontal. So that's it. We have it pretty easy already built, and that is pretty cool. Okay, so the auto layout actually lets us work very precise, and that is good. And we will constrain it to the center of that frame, and we will align it to the center. Let me see where we at. Okay, that's good. We'll put it here. We will take care of its all its states in a minute. Okay, that's not important right now. And let's do the images. I'm gonna take a rectangle, something like that. I guess you can do it bigger, smaller, again, whatever fits your designs. The sizes that I'm doing here have no meaning at all. Okay, they're just kind of like, I'm just throwing it on the screen. 1920, yeah, that's good. So let's do something like that, and I'm gonna give it a title. Let's give it some some title. Yeah, something like that. No, maybe that's too big. Do something like that and do it bold, and that is pretty good. Okay, great. So I think that we're done by that, and I am selecting them both and just frame selection. Let's call it image one. Okay, good. So we have the image one going on, and that is great. And now I will duplicate it. By the way, I can either select it and just hit the Alt or the Option in Mac and Shift and just drag another one here. So let's put it something like that. I guess that's okay. Okay, so we have image 2, and then we can put them both in an auto layout. Shift A or right click, add auto layout. The auto layout just lets us duplicate them in very precise distances between them, and this is very comfortable to work like that. You can put, by the way, more text if you want down here. It's up to you. I'm just giving you in a schematic way how to do it quickly, and then you can design it as you want. By the way, if I will uncheck the clip content here, this one, then I can just uncheck it and I can duplicate. I mean, I can leave it on, but I just want you to see that I'm duplicating, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have them all like that. Cool. If you want, you can make with the auto layout bigger distances. If you want something like that or smaller, let's say like that, of course it's up to you. Okay, let's put them 130. I guess that is okay. Cool. So now, by the way, that I have these ones, I'm gonna call them images, not them, it, because it's a one thing. Yes, it's an it. And by the way, I am gonna select now both the scroller and the images, and I'm going to frame them. Yes, I'm gonna frame them, frame selection, and the frame selection I am going to call images plus pagination. This is the pagination, this one. Okay, now this, by the way, hitting the control, I can just make this bigger because I want it on the width of a 1920. You will understand why in a sec. And this one, by the way, I can just drag and close it all the way here, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna hit the clip content and I'm gonna drag it outside, so we have our first going to be component. Okay, so this is here. Now the only thing that we need to do images wise, I'm gonna deselect the clip content and just select all these rectangles, and go ahead and select the unsplash. Where is it? Okay, unsplash, just to give it some, yeah, just to hit on some images. I can do them all together or select each one. Let's go to presets. If you hit on presets, let's say architecture. Just give it a try and see what it brings us. So it's gonna fill them all together, each one on a different image. Or you can select them one by one. Yeah, that's fine. It's good enough, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's leave it with that. That works for me. So this is it. Now we're gonna take care of what happens here. Okay, I'm gonna just duplicate it and take it outside. It's not a component yet. We will make it a component and we'll take care of all that. So we're gonna take this one to create the hover situation, the hover state, more right to say. It's gonna be left. Yeah, let's leave it left, and I'm gonna call it default. And I'm gonna duplicate it. Why did you do like that? It throwed it to I don't know where. Yes. Oh, let me just put it outside here. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, and sorry. Yes, I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna call it hover. Okay, and the hover, I'm gonna give it a fill. And I'm gonna give this one like 20%. So this is going to be our fill. If you want to see how it looks, by the way, you can just put it in a frame and give it a dark feel, and then you can see how it looks. Very easy. Okay, so let's take them both outside, put it here. We don't need this frame right now. I'm gonna select them both after I have the two states done, and I'm gonna create a component set. So I got this one. Okay, creating a component set, and now I can actually prototype them to on hover. While hovering, dissolve is good enough for the hover, and let's give it a 200 milliseconds. That is enough. And we're gonna do now, I'm gonna duplicate it. I can make them all actually variants of the same one, but it doesn't matter. Let's do it like that. That is okay. I'm gonna do right, and what happens here is no, I'm selecting this one and Shift H, I'm just flipping it, and Shift H, flipping it, and we have the right. End of story. Okay, so we're done with that. And now let's do this. Let's do this here on the side, because we're gonna need the space here, hey, to work with the I'm talking to it like it actually listens to me, but it doesn't. Yeah, anyway, yes, that's weird. Okay, so we're gonna select all these circles, by the way, because this is going to be the first one. I'm gonna go back to design, and on the fill of it, I'm gonna give it 0. So we're gonna have just the strokes, because I did add a stroke here to each one of them. Good, so we're gonna call it Pagination, and let's call it 1. And I'm gonna take actually this one, copy, Control or Command C, double click or click on this one and paste to replace, allow, and that's it. We have the component here. I'm gonna take this one, copy, and put this one, paste to replace. We have them both now here, which is good. Okay, now 1 second, we can actually make it a component, and here create another variant. So this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 2. Okay, so now this one is going to be 0, and this one is going to be 100. I'm just creating all these situations really quickly. Control D, the third one, that is going to be 0, and that is going to be 100. So I keep on creating it kind of quickly. You see, it's really not taking long. I'm just kind of like repetitive work. And this will be 5. This is going to be 0, and this is going to be 100. And the last one, that didn't take us long, maybe like, I don't know, 2 minutes, I guess. No big deal. Okay, good. So we have all the situations we need, and great, we're done with that. Now I'm gonna take this one. So we have actually nested components. Okay, this one is an interactive component, just to get the hover menu, the hover state on each one of them, the left and the right. This one, I'm not going to connect them, because we will connect the states of this component soon to be to one another. We're just going to use the states. That's why we created them already, which makes it easier for us to work. So that is going to be a copy, Control or Command C. I'm copying the first one, and I am actually here, paste to replace. So I have the component here. This one, I will make it a component. Okay, and let's create another variant of it. You know what, let's take these and put them like up here. Okay, so this is the other variant. By the way, we can give this thing, this component, it's not a thing. I'm giving it a background, a dark background, so we can see better actually what are we doing. Okay, good. Okay, so now actually I am going to create the situation with the images. What we need here, this is the beginning of it, and yeah, it's not seen so well because that is where, let's make it a bit less dark, then we can see the first image as well. Yeah, that is okay. I'm double clicking and I'm selecting the images. Okay, I'm reminding you, let's collapse all. That will be more easy to see. Okay, the images. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of like scroll it, something like that. Now we'll take it kind of like to the middle of it. Okay, so this is our second situation, and here we're going to select the second one. Okay, and now we will duplicate Control or Command D. We're duplicating this variant, and actually it doesn't matter if we don't have the clip content on, we're not going to see it anyway. We can put it on if you want, it doesn't matter, honestly. I mean, if I'll just put the clip content, so you will see that it cuts whatever is outside of it, but anyway, it's going to be the width of the screen, so it doesn't matter honestly that much. Anyway, double clicking on this, on the images again, I'm going to scroll to the third one. It doesn't have to be super precise. I mean, that's good enough, honestly speaking. And I'm going to select this one on the third, and then I'm going to go like that. And again, doing the same thing. I'm doing it really quickly. And this one is going to be the fourth one. Selecting, give it to the middle more or less, and selecting the fifth one. And again, Control or Command D, doing the sixth one and double clicking on it. And this one I'm going to drag until here, something like that. This is going to be our end position, something like that. And of course, this one is going to be our sixth variant. Good. Okay, now for the prototyping, actually, I want to make this a bit bigger to give us some more space to work. I'm going to take this one and selecting all of them actually, and let's give them some, more space. Okay, cool. Now we can easily work with them and connect them. Let's go into prototype. I'm going into prototype, and by the way, this one I'm gonna select and just give it opacity, gonna give it opacity 0 on the pass through, just not to see it, because we don't need to see it right now. And this one actually in prototype, I'm gonna connect it to here. Let's give it on click, that's okay. Let's give it a smart animate, give it a 500 millisecond, kind of like a half a second, leave it on ease out. I think that's pretty good. And here, okay, here actually we can double click that and connect this one back here, and this one goes back here. Okay, so I'm connecting them as they should go, meaning I click on this one, it goes to this one. I'm clicking on this one, it goes here, and this one takes us back to the first one. So now it's kind of like going to be repeating itself in all of them. I'm going to connect this one to here and this one to here, and the same thing I'm doing now. You see, after you build it correctly, so the work actually goes pretty easy at the end of it. Yeah, let's just select the first one and go and do this one. Yep. And here actually we're gonna have just the back because that is the last one, and this one we're gonna give it opacity 0. By the way, hitting on the 0, double 0 actually is gonna do that as well. Okay, cool. So let's see if it's working. Hopefully it is. I very much hope so. So copy, Control or Command C. I'm gonna click on this one and just paste to replace. So here we go. Let's give it a play. Actually, close all the ones that we have here. I opened it already. Never mind. So let's open it again and see what is going on. Okay, let's give it a minute to load and kind of like bring all the images, bring it on, man. Okay, and so we have the hover effect, it works, and clicking on it, okay, works perfect. Okay, so that was pretty easy, and you see all the images are there. This is our last one, and Boom, we have it going. So that's pretty easy. If you want to spice it up kind of a little, actually, we can do something which is going to take us a few more minutes of working, but we can actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do it on the same one. I guess that we can. Let's do something like that. We can actually, yeah, let's work with this one because they're already hooked up, so I don't want to mess it up again. Let's see if I can do that straight from here. We're gonna give these ones 0 as well. I'm gonna duplicate, yeah, I'm just thinking how to do it quickly. That's my thought. Yeah, let's duplicate another one, and I'm gonna give it. I mean, you can actually take off the auto layout if you don't know how to work with absolute position and so on. You don't really have to. Okay, so we can make it more. You can make it more simple by just clicking minus on the auto layout, and that is okay. I'm going to take this one and give it an absolute position, meaning that it floats over the other ones. Okay, so if I'll put it here, actually we have to work kind of like precise. Yeah, I'll do it here, and I'll give it a feel of 100. Okay, that is good. And I'm gonna copy and put it here, and it's gonna keep, yeah, it's gonna keep its absolute position, which is cool. I'm gonna, yeah, so that's copy, and I'm gonna put it here, and hopefully, yeah, hopefully I'm working precise. Oh yeah, I needed to copy this one, and that is copy, and I'm gonna paste it here. What I'm doing now is that on each click, this circle is gonna move from one to another. Yeah, I think that can be pretty cool. Let me see. Okay, let's see how it works now. Yeah, let's restart it and refresh it, because I know that on interactive components it doesn't really refresh that well. Let's see what goes on now. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that, yeah, you see, pretty easy. We kind of like spiced it up a bit. Yeah, that works perfect. Okay, then. You know what? I'm gonna share the file that you can even download it and use it if you want. Why not? That's pretty cool. So yeah, look how beautiful it works. That's really nice. Let's see that we are on to the last one. Yes, good. Okay then. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next tutorial. And of course, sorry. Hey, don't forget to put a like, and I would be very, very happy if you do subscribe to my channel. More cool tutorials are coming up ahead. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.